I did. Some people had too much fun. I guess the 2006 makes it look my life. All right. Mr. Lockman, you're ready to go home. This has been called back to the stand, and Detective Murphy, I remind you, you're still under oath.
Yes, ma'am.
When you're ready, you can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good morning, Detective Murphy.
Morning.
I believe we left off yesterday looking at the grouping of warrants that you obtained, search warrants you obtained on June the 24th, and you described them as being, again, duplicative search warrants, if you will, as far as particular machines, electronic devices, albeit for different purposes. Just to make sure we're on the same page, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, it starts with 14 SW 0633, and notably of difference in this group of warrants from any of the prior search warrants is that the charge that is set forth on these search warrants has changed, correct?
Yes, sir.
And instead of first-degree child cruelty, we're now, you're alleging that the crime under investigation, or what you believe there's probable cause to believe has occurred, is child cruelty in the second degree, and then the homicide charge, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, in looking at the change going from first degree to second degree, as we discussed yesterday, you were looking at first degree in the area of failure to provide sustenance. And looking at the second degree charge, now there's been a determination that this was more of a criminal negligence matter. Is that correct?
I believe the medical examiner came back with cause of death of hyperthermia, which was falls more under second degree.
All right. And as you were seeking this warrant then, or leading up to it, a decision had been made that was the criminal negligence of leaving Cooper in the car as opposed to some sort of child abuse, correct?
We determined that cruelty to a child of second degree fit the charge, or was a better charge than first degree.
And that's because you had made a determination, and the medical examiner had helped you make a determination, it was because Cooper had been left in the car and not a matter of child abuse, correct?
Yes, they said he was left in the car, and that was the cause of death of hyperthermia.
All right. Now, in looking at that, you understood, did you not, that now we're no longer talking about an intentional act, but a criminally negligent act? Is that correct?
Cruelty in the second?
Yes, sir.
I believe it falls under negligence, yes. But we also, I believe I testified before that we felt it might be malice as well.
Right.
We just didn't have probable cause at that time for that charge.
At this time on June 24th, you didn't have probable cause, you didn't believe for that charge? Is that what I'm understanding?
We felt that it may be malice, but we didn't have enough for that charge at that time. That's why we had cruelty the second.
Okay. Very good. Was the original warrant that alleged that malice, was that dismissed then? Or do you know?
The arrest warrant?
The arrest warrant.
I think the first one was for cruelty in the first, and then it was changed to the second once this information was provided. But I wasn't the detective taking out those warrants, so I can't say for sure.
Fair enough. So at this point in time, now you're going to be meeting with the magistrate regarding a new charge and regarding a different list of things that you want to search for, correct?
New charge as far as second homicide is still on the warrants.
That's correct.
All these items we had previous, not all of them, but the electronic items we had previous warrants. This was just an updated warrant covering, widening our scope because we had more probable cause and different things that we were searching for now, as opposed to the first group.
And all of these devices that you're now getting this group of search warrants for were all items recovered either from the residence pursuant to initial search warrant or from the vehicle pursuant to that initial search warrant, correct?
If you're referring to the electronics,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Very
I think
good.
there's other ones with the house. I don't know if you're including those in this batch. That
You're
were
right. You're right. I did not mean to include those, but you're correct. They are in that batch, so thank you
Okay.
for making that clear. All right. As you met with the magistrate then, at this point in time, were meeting with Judge Hicks, I believe it was,
Yes, sir.
and, or excuse me, yeah, Judge Hicks. And this is the magistrate you had not met with previously regarding the prior search warrants, is that right?
No, I believe this was the first time I was speaking with Judge Hicks regarding this case.
And so as you gave oral testimony to Judge Hicks as to 0633, that would have been the first time that you had had a conversation with him about this case, correct?
Yes.
And I have loaded up in the computer that oral testimony and let it play at this time, Your Honor. And I would just make a note for the record, I failed to do this yesterday. Obviously, we're not asking the court reporter to take this down, what's on these recordings, and I don't believe the court reporter is taking them down. He's shaking his head no, so confirming that. But they are in the record, obviously, for anyone to review it as need be.
And if I could add something to the record, I wanted to do this at some point as well, too. The recordings that were tendered actually have a video component to it that we can see on our desktops in the district attorney's office. We, too, were having some issues playing them on laptops here in the courtroom, so I think we all agree that it's fair and accurate audio recordings. But just for our record, I do want to make it clear that we believe there's actually video embedded on these recordings that can be played with the proper codecs.
Very good. And we're not opposed to that. If someone's able to review it and see the video, we just,
And were you aware of that?
yes, ma'am. Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
that's fine, and everybody's on the same page except me, and now I am, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I think that if it were...
All right,
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was just going to make the point that I'm assuming that if it were pertinent to the court's consideration, that y'all would have made, taken the steps necessary for me to be able to view it. So in both your opinions, the audio is adequate for me to make the relevant decisions.
I agree with that, Your Honor.
Okay.
And for what it's worth, for the record, I think what the video would show is a picture of the magistrate, or a video of the magistrate in a box, in a smaller box with the affiant, and Your Honor's probably seen those before, you know what they are. But we're not aware of any need for that to be seen, but we're not opposed to if someone reviews them and sees those.
Very good. And I agree with that.
Thank you.
we are recording. Today is Tuesday. It is June 24, 2014. The computer indicates the current time is 10:33 p.m. I'm Judge Hicks. On video conference with me is Detective Murphy of the Cobb County Police Department, who is making an application for a search warrant. The search will be conducted on a computer, a Dell Dimension 9200 computer, currently at the Cobb Police Headquarters. Detective Murphy, do you swear or affirm the information contained in your application, which you'll testify to about this matter of the truth?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. Okay, tell me, how did you acquire this computer and what are you searching for on it?
The computer was acquired during a search warrant, warrant number 14-SW0597 from Justin Harris's residence at 1212 Lions Ridge Circle, Marietta, Georgia. And basically, we already have one to search the computer, but we've acquired a lot more information since that other warrant was obtained. So we're basically getting a more detailed, what we're looking for, more specific, just based on all the information we obtained since that warrant was secured.
Okay, and this appears to be that the thrust of this further search would be for financial records, insurance, things of that nature.
Yeah, financial records, insurance. Sees a message. Other women besides, during his interview, he claimed he was happily married. These messages, other women, several of them, making sexual comments, different things to me, where we'd like to look into that, different people to speak with. And just comments he's made the day of and prior to the incident occurring.
Okay. And this concerns the death of his infant son. As I understand the case, who was left in a car seat in the back of his vehicle at his office.
Yes.
Okay. And this is one of several computers that are owned by the defendant?
Yes, so we have several computers and other electronic devices, different, I guess, search engines. I'm not electronically, that into electronic, but just different computers, iPads, iPods, that type of thing. Do internet searches and that type of thing, or communicate with others through messaging services and all that.
Okay, and the basis for the search on the computers now, and expanding the search, was to include this financial information, life insurance, etc., because of to basically get evidence concerning various details that he has and statements he has made, and in regard to his personal situation.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think you have probable cause to search this computer for this additional information based on all of the details set out in your application, as well as what you testified to. Please sign your application.
Okay, so
Okay, you've already sworn to what's contained in the application. And let me ask you to reaffirm that what's contained in the application, what you have now testified to, has all been the truth.
yes.
Please sign your search warrant as well.
Okay, so
Okay, I have signed also. We can stop recording and print out the search warrant.
And Detective Murphy, when the magistrate judge asked you about the basis for the expanded search, he indicated that you were wanting to get evidence concerning details regarding statements made in regard to his personal situation. In your affidavit to the in your request for the warrant, you have the long list of items there that you're wanting to search for. But none of those are, as the magistrate was discussing, getting details or statements made in regard to his personal situation. Do you agree with that?
I would say finances, credit card debt, could be personal, Scrooge's personal information.
All right. So,
And issues with the child, or, family issues, wife.
okay. And did you, at no point in time did the magistrate ask you what reason you had to believe any of that information would be on this device, correct?
Well, it's typically finances, and there's emails and communications are on computers. He didn't specifically ask me that.
Nor did you say that to the magistrate in writing or orally, correct?
We stated that we wanted to search the device for finances, credit card debt, business info, life insurance, emails and communications about child, wife, family issues, photos, videos of child development, info on car seat searches, searches about in-car deaths, communications with others on the incident and days leading up to it. And I also other information related to the incident. That's all laid out in the affidavit.
Yeah, I understand you laid out where you wanted to look. My question is, you never told the magistrate any basis of reason to believe that any of this personal situation information would be found on this computer.
It would be common for someone to have that information on a computer.
You never told that to the magistrate, did you?
He never asked.
Okay. So the magistrate doesn't ask, you don't think you need to provide probable cause to the magistrate?
I believe I gave him probable cause.
And in this affidavit, can you point to the location where it says where you inform the magistrate as to why you believe that information would be on this computer?
I list the items we're searching for on the computer.
And now that's what you rely upon, correct?
He never asked me if, it's common sense that this information would be on a computer. He never asked me why I would believe it be on a computer. I listed the items we're searching for and had the affidavit for the reason and the probable cause we had to search it.
And as for the affidavit itself, the affidavit language is the same as the previous batch of search warrants. Meaning it's not the original 3 or 4 paragraphs, it's the extended affidavit we were talking about yesterday, correct? Let me be more specific.
I believe we went through the affidavit yesterday. The new affidavit for this batch, yes.
Just as an example, the last one.
Brian's always helpful.
Actually, the affidavit on State Exhibit 14, which is 0633, this is the first search warrant actually has that lengthy in excess of 1 page information, correct?
Correct.
And this new information that you talk about that you've obtained, this is information regarding these, was referenced in the affidavit as statements, inappropriate sexual communications. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe I state there's evidence of inappropriate sexual communications with other women that has been obtained.
And to that point in time, you have not received any search warrant authorizing the searching for sexual communications of any sort. Is that correct?
This is the first time I've written that in the affidavit, yes.
Very good. And that information that you have in the affidavit, you never informed the magistrate as to where, or the source of that information, that statement that he had, well, let me just say it specifically. Nonetheless, evidence of inappropriate sexual communications with other women has been obtained. That's the statement within this entire affidavit referencing that information, correct?
Yes.
At no point in time did you tell the magistrate where that information came from, correct?
No, I did not. He didn't ask either.
You did not tell the magistrate how that information was obtained, correct?
Correct.
Nor did you tell the magistrate when that information was obtained, correct?
Correct.
Maybe more importantly, you never, ever informed the magistrate as to the, whatever communication those were, or wherever they were found, or whenever they came from, when those communications had occurred.
I believe in the oral testimony I mentioned that I think I just mentioned message other women making sexual comments. I don't believe I said when.
Very good. That's the notes I have as well. That's what you told him. He messaged other women with sexual comments, not placing any time frame at all to that, correct?
No, I never mentioned any time or when it occurred.
All right. Now, this warrant, search warrant application is the same format that you use for all of the search warrants you obtained, correct?
For this group? Or
Every search warrant you obtained in this case.
You mean the format for the search warrant?
That's right. It's this EWI.
Yes, it's the same,
system
it's the
we're
same
talking
format,
about.
yes.
And with regards to the, excuse me. At the bottom of the front page of each of these, and depending on how lengthy your request is, I guess, would affect how far it is on the page. But it talks about the foregoing described property, items, articles, instruments, and persons to be searched for and seized constitute evidence connected with the foregoing listed crimes are, and then you have these checks: designed for use in commission of a crime, intended for use in commission of a crime, have been used in commission of a crime, or tangible evidence of the commission of a crime.
Yes.
You know what I'm referring to now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, at no point in time did you advise the magistrate, as we've just listed the oral testimony or in this written form, that you were trying to locate some evidence of some possible motive that the police department thought might exist in this case, correct?
I believe by describing that we're searching for finances, credit card debt, business info, life insurance, those would be related to motive.
Okay. So, and again, is that your belief and your understanding that simply telling where you want to look, that suffices to explain your probable cause?
I was searching for a search warrant for probable cause to search the computer in this particular search warrant for those list of items.
And then right before the affidavit part, where you actually, it prompts you to put forth the facts establishing probable cause, it indicates on there, does it not, the facts establishing probable cause in searching for and seizing the foregoing specifically described persons, property, items, articles, instruments connected with the foregoing crimes at the location described herein are. And then specifically it says, set forth facts connecting all crimes, all items to be searched for and seized at the location to be searched. You familiar with that?
Yes.
So despite having that right there, your understanding is that any connection or actual probable cause you would have simply contained in the list of items you want to look at.
No, I believe the probable cause is also listed out in the affidavit.
All right. Certainly supposed to be, correct?
Correct.
(14SW0634). This is another search warrant for this Google Chromecast. And are we clear now at this point in time that the Google Chromecast had no ability to be containing any of the information that y'all were searching for in these warrants?
We didn't know that at the time.
And you didn't know that because you had not investigated what it was before you saw the search warrant for it, correct?
I was aware that it was an electronic device with possible internet capability or storage ability. And under abundance of caution, we're seeking a search warrant for that item.
And specifically, when you talked to the magistrate in your oral testimony in this one, you advised the magistrate, I don't know what that is. Do you recall that? Did you make note of that?
I did make that statement.
Nevertheless, the magistrate issued a search warrant for that, correct?
Yes, he did.
And the magistrate asked you about the life insurance specifically in your oral testimony, correct?
Yes.
I believe this is a relatively quick one. Let's listen to what you told the magistrate about that.
All right, we are recording. Today is Tuesday. It is June 24, 2014. The computer time is 10:42 p.m. I'm Judge Hicks. On video conference with me is Detective Murphy of the Cobb County Police Department, who is making an application for a search warrant. Search would be conducted on a computer, a Google, what is the name of this?
Chromecast?
Chromecast. Okay. Yeah, it's currently in the custody of the Cobb County Police at the CAP office, evidence room. Detective Murphy, do you swear or affirm the information in your application what you'll testify to is the truth?
Yes.
Okay. How did you acquire this? Who does it belong to, and what are you looking for on it?
It was acquired through execution of search warrant 14-SW-0597 at Justin Harris's residence, 1212 Wines Ridge Circle, Marietta, Georgia.
Okay. And you're looking, according to the narrative, you've set out the complete details of the background of the case involving the death of the defendant's minor son being left in a car seat in the back of his vehicle. And what are you looking for on this particular computer now?
Searching for information pertaining to finances, credit card debt, business information, life insurance, emails, communication regards child and life family issues, photos and videos of child development, information about car seat searches, searches regarding in-car deaths, communication with people on the days leading up to and the incident date, information on life insurance policies. So any other information related to this incident which could possibly have cause.
Okay, it's my understanding that there is a life insurance policy possibly involved on the life of this child.
Possibly, Mr. Harris had made statements to family members regarding what paperwork they need to get together to obtain the policy. We have not located one yet. He has made statements about it, which leads us to believe that there is.
All right, I think you have probable cause to conduct this search. I will approve your search warrant based on the detailed information in the application, what you testified to. Please sign your application.
Okay, son.
You've already sworn to everything in the application. Let me ask you to reaffirm that what you included in the application, what you've now testified to, has all been the truth.
That's good.
Please sign your search warrant as well.
Okay, son.
Okay, I've signed also. We can stop recording and print out your search warrant. All right, we are recording. Today is...
Sorry, started it over again. The magistrate judge asked you specifically about whether or not life insurance was possibly involved. And your oral response to the magistrate is, well, it's possible, correct?
I believe so.
In other words, you did not have, even at that point in time, you didn't even have any evidence that there was life insurance.
I had information that it was Mr. Harris had discussed life insurance,
That's right.
so we believe there was a policy.
And the only information you provided to the magistrate in that regard was in the affidavit where you stated through the investigation, Harris has made comments to family members regarding a life insurance policy that he has on Cooper and what they need in order to file for it. Correct?
And I'm trying to find it.
I think it's on the top of the third page, if you're looking at the application.
Yes.
And that's the complete entirety of what you informed the magistrate about life insurance in this case, correct?
Yeah, I advised him on, that's in the affidavit, and I advised him that it come up in conversation summarizing it with family members,
That's
and
right.
that leads us to believe that there is a life insurance policy on Cooper.
Did you indicate to the, well, you never indicated to the magistrate how that conversation took place? This family member's talking about life insurance, correct?
No, I never mentioned how it took place.
Did you even know where that information came from?
It was provided to me from another detective, and I believe it was through jail phone calls or conversations while he was in custody.
And were you provided information with the context of that phone conversation?
No, I was not.
And were you provided any detail as to what portion of the conversation involved any discussion of life insurance?
No, just pretty much that, the issue of life insurance, that there were comments made between him and family members regarding life insurance on Cooper, and that had come up in conversation.
So as far as what the life, well, first of all, who even brought up the life insurance? You didn't have that information, correct?
It was brought up in conversation with family between Mr. Harris and another relative.
If you had been told that in fact it wasn't Mr. Harris who brought it up, but some family member who asked about it, would that have been information you would have given to the magistrate?
I may have. I'm just simply telling them that, hey, it's come up in conversation, and we believe there's a life insurance policy.
But you didn't tell him how it came up, when it came up, or how you had that information, correct?
No, I did not. He did not ask either.
He did not ask. Right. (14SW0635). This is for a MacBook Pro laptop. In that, your affidavit is the same on this warrant for this whole group of warrants, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your oral testimony, and I know you have your notes there with you, did you note that in fact, the magistrate, when asked you what you were looking for in particular, you simply recounted what's in your list of things y'all want to look for, correct?
Yes.
And never was there any question asked of you as to why do you have any reason to believe any of that information would be on this laptop, correct?
He didn't ask me that question during that search warrant, but you could refer back to the beginning of it too.
Beginning of?
0633 was taken into account for the following search warrants after it.
Right, the one that we've already listened to this morning, correct?
Yes, sir.
As regards the search warrant 14SW0636, or the NO 530, this is located in the vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, this occasion, even though you've already talked to this as the same Judge Hicks, same magistrate, did you get all of these search warrants in succession, meaning you're sitting there in one session in front of the computer?
Yes, it was all one session. We just went from one to the next.
On this one, though, the judge actually makes a comment and notes that, wow, there seems to be a lot of computers here, correct?
Yes, he does.
And with regards to questioning about why there are so many computers and whether or not there's any evidence specific to any computer, he never asked you specifically, well, what evidence you think is on this computer as opposed to that computer, correct?
No, he never asked specifically.
I want to play that and have a question on the other side.
All right, we are recording. Today is Tuesday. It is June 24, 2014. Time on the computer, it's 10:55 p.m. I'm Judge Hicks. On video conference with me is Detective Murphy of the Cobb County Police Department, who's making an application for a search warrant. The search will be conducted, forensic examination of a computer, a Lenovo T530 ThinkPad, located at the Crimes Against Persons Unit at the Cobb County Police Department, Marietta, Cobb County, Georgia. Detective Murphy, do you swear or affirm the information in your application, what you'll testify to about this matter of the truth?
Yes, sir.
And you've set out in detail in your application that this relates to a homicide of a infant child. The father of the child has been accused. This having come about allegedly by child being left in a car seat in the back of a vehicle. How does this computer relate to that charge?
The computer was secured during a search warrant of Justin Harris's residence, during a search warrant of his vehicle in 2011 Hyundai Tuscan, during the tag Romeo Tango 7088. This is the vehicle the child was in when he passed away and when he was in while he was at his place of business. And the warrant this was secured under the ThinkPad was secured from the vehicle under search warrant number 14-SW-0598. And we're looking to search the device for any information pertaining to finances, credit card debt, business information, life insurance, emails, communication regarding the child, life and family issues, photos and videos of the child to show the child development, information about car seat searches regarding in-car deaths, communications with other people on the days leading up to and the instant date, information on life insurance policies, and any other information related to this incident.
Now, this is at least the fourth computer that you have seized in connection with this, either at the residence or within that vehicle. That's an awful lot of computers.
See how it works with computers. So some of these computers are business computers, but he also brings them home and uses them for personal. I believe these they have that design.
Okay. And it's the information you're searching on these computers is based on follow-up to during your investigation to determine the truth or falsehood of various statements that the defendant has made and that his wife has made in connection with this case.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I think you have probable cause to search this computer. I will approve your search warrant. Please sign your application. Okay, you've already sworn to everything on your application. Let me ask you to reaffirm that what you've now testified to has also been the truth. Sign your warrant, please.
Okay, sign.
All right, we can stop recording and print out your search warrant.
All right. On this occasion, the magistrate judge actually does ask you how this computer relates to the charge. And your only response to him is that, well, we found it in his car and we got it pursuant to a prior search warrant, correct?
Yeah, I described that, where the computer was acquired and under what search warrant.
All right. And so basically, simply the fact that it was in his car at the time that the child died was your reason why you believed there was evidence on there to be located.
No, that's not the only reason.
Did you have any specific evidence regarding this specific computer, of its use at all prior to seeking the search warrant?
And going back to my affidavit, we had, statements that he's made regarding in-car deaths, and we're looking for issues regarding motive with finances, credit card debt, business info, life insurance. We also had communications about the child, wife, family issues. Can you make communications with others leading up to including incident? You can communicate through computers now.
And that list is what you're looking for, not what you had evidence of, correct?
We had probable cause to search the computer for that evidence, yes.
What evidence about this computer did you have other than it was in the car that Mr. Harris was driving?
It was in his possession inside the vehicle when his son died.
And that's it,
And
correct?
he may have used it to search or have searched or stored this evidence on it.
He may have. You had no independent evidence to.
Yes, we don't
show-
know what electronic device this information would have been on.
I understand that. Because you had not, even though it's now been about a week or 6 days since the death, you still have not independently got any investigation to connect this computer to this child's death, correct?
He had made statements that he had gone on the computer, he'd watched the news story, which could have been done on the computer, and also the veterinarian video regarding how hot it gets in a car.
All right. None of which in those 6 days you had any reason to disbelieve, correct?
Disbelieve the statements he made?
Right.
I didn't know whether to believe him or not. That's why we're obtaining a search warrant for the computers to see if he had researched this, or these items. And, in this search warrant, we also listed several other items regarding motive and regarding his statement about he was happily married and these other issues with other women, family issues and that type of thing.
You also offered to the magistrate one piece of new information you provided to the magistrate here was that you believed he was a web designer. And where did that information come from?
Where it came from Home Depot.
All right. And did you explain to the magistrate the source of that statement?
I shouldn't say Home Depot, or he might have stated that in his interview. I don't know if he stated that in his interview or not.
You don't even know where it came from, so you certainly didn't tell the magistrate the source of that information, correct?
Correct. I informed him that I believed he was a web designer.
And then you also offer that you believe he brings them home and works on them, these computers, correct?
Yes.
And again, you do not provide any source of that information to the magistrate?
Or what would you say, evidence regarding him bringing them home and working on the
Yes.
computers?
Where you got that idea that he brings them home and works on them and is a web designer?
Now, we had that information through Home Depot, and I believe we spoke with one of his coworkers, and we had that information that they do work from home.
But not one time did you put that in writing or your oral testimony to the magistrate, correct?
It's not in writing, and he did not ask me.
All right. 14 SW 0634, excuse me, 0637. This is for an Apple MacBook Pro, again, located in the vehicle Mr. Harris is driving. And am I correct to presume that again, your reason for wanting to look into that device was similar to what you've already indicated, which was because it was in the car at the time and you didn't know what might be on there. You just wanted to see if in fact you could find any of these items on there.
Not necessarily the way you worded it.
Okay, well, you were.
We wanted to search the device because of the statements made by the defendant, and also regarding, motives such as finance, credit card, business information, life insurance, emails, communication about the child, the wife, family issues, photos, videos of child, show development, info on car seat searches. I already mentioned in-car deaths, communication with others on the incident date and days leading up to the incident, and any other information that would be related to this incident. This computer was inside the vehicle at the time of the child's death. Well, it was inside the vehicle at the end of the day when the child was discovered by Mr. Harris, and we did not know what piece of electronic device would have this particular information or searches.
In fact, you didn't know if any of these electronic devices would have any of this information on it, correct?
We did not know if it would or not. I mean, it was just common to have information such as your finances, banking, life insurance, emails, and all this stuff on those type of devices, or if you would have done some type of internet search.
And it could have been a computer belonging to one of his friends that he had lunch with that day, correct?
I wouldn't know if it was or not.
Exactly.
It was in his possession.
But when you were speaking with the magistrate seeking a search warrant, you didn't have any precaution in place to look to see if in fact it had anything to do with him first before you started searching who knows whose computer this was. You just wanted to look to see if you could find any of this information in it.
It was in his possession,
I got that.
and we didn't know if he had done these type of searches or this type of information would be on it or not.
Bottom line is you didn't know that any information would be on there, correct?
We did not know what specific we would find on it.
Did you know generally what you would find on there?
No.
All right. Again, your affidavit is the same on this warrant for this whole group of warrants, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your oral testimony, and I know you have your notes there with you, did you note that in fact, again, the magistrate, when asked you what you were looking for in particular, you simply recounted what's in your list of things y'all want to look for, correct?
Yes.
And never was there any question asked of you as to why do you have any reason to believe any of that information would be on this laptop, correct?
He didn't ask me that question during that search warrant, but you could refer back to the beginning of it too.
Beginning of?
0633 was taken into account for the following search warrants after it.
Right. The one that we've already listened to this morning, correct?
Yes, sir.
As regards the search warrant 14-0636, or the NOVO 530, this is located in the vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, this occasion, even though you've already talked to this as the same Judge Hicks, same magistrate, did you get all of these search warrants in succession, meaning you're sitting there in one session in front of the computer?
Yes, it was all one session. We just went from one to the next.
On this one, though, the judge actually makes a comment and notes that, wow, there seems to be a lot of computers here, correct?
Yes, he does.
And with regards to questioning about why there are so many computers and whether or not there's any evidence specific to any computer, he never asked you specifically, well, what evidence you think is on this computer as opposed to that computer, correct?
No, he never asked specifically.
I want to play that and have a question on the other side.
All right, we are recording. Today is Tuesday. It is June 24, 2014. Time on the computer is 10:55 p.m. I'm Judge Hicks. On video conference with me is Detective Murphy of the Cobb County Police Department, is making an application for a search warrant. The search will be conducted, forensic examination of a computer, a Lenovo T530 ThinkPad, located at the Crimes Against Persons Unit at the Cobb County Police Department, Marietta, Cobb County, Georgia. Detective Murphy, do you swear or affirm the information in your application, what you'll testify to about this matter of the truth?
Yes, sir.
And you've set out in detail in your application that this relates to a homicide of a infant child. The father of the child has been accused. This having come about allegedly by child being left in a car seat in the back of a vehicle. How does this computer relate to that charge?
The computer was secured during a search warrant of Justin Harris's residence, or I'm sorry, during a search warrant of his vehicle in 2011 Hyundai Tuscan during the tag Romeo Tango 7088. This is the vehicle the child was in when he passed away and when he was in during while he was at his place of business. And the warrant this was secured under the ThinkPad was secured from the vehicle under search warrant number 14-SW-0598. And we're looking to search the device for any information pertaining to finances, credit card debt, business information, life insurance, emails, communication regarding child, life and family issues, photos and videos of child to show the child development, information about car seat searches regarding in-car deaths, communications with other people on the days leading up to and the incident date, information on life insurance policies, and any other information related to this incident.
Now, this is at least the fourth computer that you have seized in connection with this, either at the residence or within that vehicle. That's an awful lot of computers.
See how it works with computers. So some of these computers are business computers, but he also brings them home and uses them for personal. I believe these they have that design.
Okay. And it's the information you're searching on these computers is based on follow-up to during your investigation to determine the truth or falsehood of various statements that the defendant has made and that his wife has made in connection with this case.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I think you have probable cause to search this computer. I will approve your search warrant. Please sign your application. Okay, you've already sworn to everything on your application. Let me ask you to reaffirm that what you've now testified to has also been the truth. Sign your warrant, please.
Okay, sign.
we can stop recording and print out your search warrant.
All right. On this occasion, the magistrate judge actually does ask you how this computer relates to the charge. And your only response to him is that, well, we found it in his car and we got it pursuant to a prior search warrant, correct?